Welcome into the dashawns2cents Movie of the Year edition. Let's go into the movies I love. We're going into movies I love this year and some movies I hated and what to look forward to in 2012. Let's go right into superhero films because this was a big year of superhero films. Well, at the beginning of the year, the summer looked like a bloodbath, and it was. A lot of movies flopped and a lot of movies did well. So there's a lot of high-profile flops, and box office studios lost a lot of money this year. Like Cowboys the Aliens flopped, Green Lantern flopped, a lot of big movies flopped. So a lot of franchises were stopped in their tracks. Like just now, Sherlock Holmes not doing well at the box office. Girl Tractor 2 new good in the box office, 10-10. So those three sequels right there aren't going to be made probably. Let's go into what this show is about. The best movies of the year. Let's go. X-Men First Class. Awesome film from start to finish. I think making it in the 60s, putting it in that era, was cool. Mission Crisis, a great backdrop to the story. And McAvoy and Fassbender, brilliant casting choices, I think. And then Zoe Kravitz did a good job, and I'd hated Jared Jones' movie. I liked the movie, but Jared Jones was just there in lingerie, and I saw she was there good for her. But I give it 4 stars. This was my top superhero movie of the year. I think it's the best superhero movie of the year. And my second favorite superhero movie of the year was Dark at Dark. I put them together because they're kind of the same story together, and they all lead up to what I'm going to talk about later, one of the biggest movies of next year. Thor was a good movie. Now he performed it very well. Chris Hemsworth impressed me as Thor. And Kenneth Branagh's version of Asgard was really cool. A lot of good visuals. Kind of slow in the beginning, but it picks up later on. It made good money, and Thor 2 should come out in a couple years. And we finally have a director for Thor 2. Game of Thrones writer who directed it. That's cool. Game of Thrones is kind of the same thing, kind of. So yeah, and Captain America wasn't as good as I thought it would be. There's Cap beating up guys. It seemed like it started, boom, it ended. Like it was a very short movie. Wasn't much to it. I enjoyed Chris Evans as a character, but I don't know. I'm not sold on Captain America. My favorite character in the Marvel Universe is Iron Man, so I think Robert Downey Jr. is going to make The Avengers a really good movie. Let's go into my favorite sports movie of the year. We have 2 favorite sports movies. I have 2. Warrior, a great MMA fighting movie I saw a couple weeks ago. Tom Hardy did a great job in it. Nick Nolte, great job. He's up for a Golden Globe. Story about 2 brothers who are doing this tournament. They're trying like the next big UFC fighter, and they face off. One's trying to fight for his house. One's trying for an honor. He's running from problems. It's a great movie. It's long, but it needs to be long. It's 140 minutes, but it needs to be long. There's some movies this year that were long, but didn't need to be, like Transformers 3. That didn't need to be as long as it was. I left at the very ending, because once they killed all the robots, what was left there to do? I don't count Transformers 3 Dark Side of the Moon, Pink Floyd reference right there. Yeah, I don't count that as a bad movie. I just count it as a popcorn flick. You want some shit blown up. I'm not a big Michael Bay hater, as all of you out there are. I love Bad Boys 1, love Bad Boys 2. The Rock was good. Armageddon was decent. Pearl Harbor was good. So yeah, I'm not all on the hate Michael Bay bandwagon because of no story and all he does is blow shit up. Come on, he makes his films to make money. I know he ain't no Francis Ford Coppola or Steven Soderbergh, but come on, just don't hate on the guy because he does what he does. He's a popcorn flick guy. You're not going to get really big movies out of him. Don't expect stories from him or great character development from him. It's just something not to expect from him. And in sad news, Harry Potter Deathly Hallows Part 2, the Harry Potter franchise has ended. And what a great ending to the franchise. The scene in the train station at the end was perfect. They made him look older. It was a great way to end Harry Potter. I think it was the best movie of the franchise. And I think that movie should be up for an Oscar. Let's give Harry Potter an Oscar, man. Those 8 movies were great. And they all deserve a Best Picture nomination. Well, a couple of them didn't. I didn't like Prisoner of Azkaban. Didn't like that movie. But it was one of my least favorite ones. I don't know why. I didn't enjoy that one as much as the other ones. I like Chris Columbus's versions, like the first 2. But then once they changed directors, they kind of differed the versions and became like a darker tone. I know it's a dark book, but I didn't care for like the dark tone they got as the series went on. And don't get me wrong, I'm a big Harry Potter fan, and I love the books, but I just see that they shouldn't have gone this so dark and shit. Don't get me wrong, David Yates, the great director, he did a good job part 1 and 2 and putting it right in there. Part 1 was slow, but part 2, boom, 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 action, action, action. One of the best movies of the year. Let's go into one of the worst movies of the year, Green Lantern. My God, what a mess. What a mess. Man, Ryan Reynolds miscast. It just wasn't a good movie. Just a whole mess. They didn't know what to do. It could have been an epic space movie, but no. We'd have it take place on Earth. And isn't the Green Lantern supposed to be a fighting force? Why is Hal Jordan doing all the fighting? Is there no other Green Lanterns around? Let's give the human, the newest Green Lantern, all the jobs? Stupid. They still don't want Green Lantern 2. Warner still wants to do it, and Mark Strong said that he wants to. It's a chronicle fall of Sinestro. If you read comics, you know Sinestro's a villain, but he was a hero first. Yeah. And I got off track. I was talking about sports movies. Yeah, I got off track a little bit, but you like that. I like when I got off track. This is a Movies of the Year edition. It's all movies, worst, best. We'll just go. Let's go with the flow. Let's go with the flow here. Let's go to our best movie, Moneyball. I think Brad Pitt's best role. I don't think it's his best role. My favorite is Inglourious Basterds. He was really good in that. I really liked that. Great best movie. Jonah Hill impressed me in a non-comedic role, not being funny. He was pretty good. Yeah, and this is his last fat role since he got skinny. What's up with all these comedians? Fat comedians getting skinny, man. Come on, people. You don't have to be skinny to be funny. You can be fat and funny. Why do you gotta always be skinny now? Always gotta be skinny. Man, Seth Rogen got skinny. Jonah Hill got skinny. Where's my fat comedians anymore? Where are they? It's not unhealthy to be fat. You just have a little extra meat on the bones here. Extra meat on the bones. Let's go to movies I've seen recently that were really, really good. The Help. Very good movie. I know it's not a man-side movie, but cool. And it's like Viola Davis did a great job. Emma Stone did a good job. It was just a good story about backing herself and how the Help was mistreated and stuff, and how they rose up against their bosses and stuff, and wrote that book and showed them they have something to do. It's a good story. It's on DVD now. I say rent it. It's going to be up for a lot of awards, and I think it's one of the best movies of the year. And in boring movies of the year, Abduction. What the hell was that movie? Tara Lautner can't act as we have her back. All the Twilight Saga actors are not going to do well. Tara Lautner, no. Pattinson, no. Maybe Stewart, because people like her for some reason, because she can't act. Let you go like this. Oh yeah, I miss you, yeah. Oh yeah. Even if you see the teaser trailer for Snow White Huntsman, I know she doesn't talk, but she looks the same as she did in Twilight. Crazy. And another good movie, one of my favorite movies of the year, The Muppets. One of the best movies of the year. A great nostalgia look. I was really impressed. It started off slow, and I was not impressed like the first 20 minutes of it, but once I got in there, Jason Segel really shined. And all our Muppet fans are worried about the writing, and they didn't know the source material. You're wrong. It was a great movie, and it's what I love about Muppets. Feel good movie. If you forget about your problems, go see the Muppets. Yeah, and I think we missed the Muppets this year, and it's glad to have them back, and I hope there's a sequel, and I hope they do something more. Maybe we revamp the TV show, bring it to Disney Channel. They need their puppets, man. And one of my favorite films of the year. I'm going to talk about two of my favorite films of the year. These are my top two. I can't decide between either of them. Rise of the Planet Apes. One of the best movies of the year. James Franco did a great performance. And Andy Serkis as Caesar was really good. And he deserves the best supporting actor, even though he didn't play an actual role in the movie. He played an ape, but he did all the movements. He did all the movements, all the facial expressions. He acted in the movie. He got a Gold Globe nomination, and I campaigned him for an Oscar. I campaigned him for it, and he should get it. You don't have to be an actor. As long as you participate in the movie and you give a performance, you should be nominated for that performance. It was a great story, and I was really surprised how good it was. It was it was a good, touching movie. You gotta check it out. I think it's one of the best ones of the year. I know it's gonna be snubbed as Best Picture, but I think it's one of the best pictures of the year. Don't get me wrong. Yeah. And then another movie that I just saw, Mission Impossible 4. I wasn't a really big fan of Mission Impossible movies. I saw 1 and 2, forgettable movies. Saw half the third one, but the fourth one, very exciting film. All the action scenes were great. And it was long, but it felt short. That's what's good in the movie. The pacing was very well. And I'm not the biggest Tom Cruise fan in the world, but it was good. And I think he did a good job. And then they're going to fast track Mission Impossible 5, even though it was a slow Christmas. Mission Impossible still didn't have enough money to make a sequel. And let's go into what's next for next year. Big movies, big year next year. We got Dark Knight Rises, which is going to be the great conclusion to the story. And I'm hoping it lives up to the hype. The teaser trailer makes it look like it's going to live up to the hype. I think it is. I think it's going to live up to the hype. And you got Christian Bale, you got the same actors, the same director, the same crew. So it should live up to the hype. I know that Warner Bros. Is worried that we can't understand Bane from the prologue. They want Christopher Nolan to change his voice because you can't understand what the hell he says. And also, the biggest movie we've been waiting for over for 4 years, The Avengers, is finally coming out. Is this going to be a blood popcorn flick, big action moments, all of them get together, funny moments? I think it's going to be a good movie. I might be disappointed. It's one movie that I'm kind of hesitant about now. The trailer really impressed me much. I know it's going to be epic, but I think it's going to be the same thing with Captain America. I expected a lot, but didn't get much from it. And what else do we have next year? What else do we have? The Hobbit's back, and the Hobbit trailer is pretty good. And I was a fan of Lord of the Rings. I like the movies. They're enjoyable. And the Hobbit's going to be good. And these are my movies of the year. This is the Movie of the Year podcast. Movies of the Year web show. Yeah, these are my movies of the year, and these are my favorite movies. Just my thoughts on the year in movies this year. Good year in movies, I thought. There are some really good movies, and there are some really bad movies, like Abduction. Let me just go Columbiana. What in the world is Columbiana? Very boring movie. And it's this Zoe Saldana. She's in every movie of the film there is. We're not going to end. I'm sorry for that false ending. False ending right there. Columbiana, man, boring ass movie. Boring, man. It just wasn't an action flick. I don't know who writes this shit. Who writes these movies like Columbiana and Abduction? Are they actually good? No. And Zoe Saldana, I feel bad for her. She even blasted the marketing. They marketed it as a Statham movie, and it wasn't. Also, honorable mention, The Mechanic was a very good remake for Jason Statham. Good action flick, and I enjoyed it. And good movie, good movie. I'll make sure I didn't miss anything, because I don't want to miss anything. I don't want to be blasting in the comments that I didn't mention this movie. It's all off the top of my head, so if I forget things, I'm sorry, I'm sorry. Yeah, my big movies next year, The Avengers and Dark Rise is my top 3 must-see next year. And Prometheus, whatever you say it, the Alien prequel, that looks pretty cool. Pretty badass. I think that's going to be pretty cool. Michael Fassbender, I love him. You so much I loved him in that movie. I'm wearing my Captain America shirt here. Yeah, so, like this video. I know it's longer than usual, but there's not much news this week. It's the holidays, and we're getting ready for New Year's. And speaking of New Year's Eve, the Sterling one, and me, dashawns2cents, Sean right here, doing a live web show on stickem.com. More information as it comes. And as always, let me give you some shout outs first. To my 4 administrators on my page, Andrew, Ralph, No Mercy, and the Sterling one. Good job. You do a great job with it. I thank you for helping me with the page and to make it what it is. And watch out for the Sterling show. It'll be on this weekend, I hope. I'll put it on my Facebook wall when it's on. Make sure to add me. You can add me as a friend. If you want me as a friend on Facebook, you can. Sean Scoville. You can add me. Yeah, add me. And you can like my page. I'll put it in the description. You can also follow me follow the Sean Sims on Twitter. So yeah, like this video, comment on this video. Tell me your thoughts. Tell me what were your favorite movies of the year, what were your worst movie of the year, and what movies are you looking for next year? Because I'm a big movie guy, and I want to like your opinion. Maybe in a couple days I'll do the TV shows of the year. But this is my movies of the year 1, and it's Sean out.